Today, we're going to see if Elijah Craig can recapture some of the glory from C923. This is Elijah Craig, B525. Let's get into it. Hello everyone, welcome back to Brad's Bourbon Reviews. I'm Brad, and today we're going to be diving into this Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. I don't typically do a ton of reviews on these because I'll be honest with you, the Elijah Craig C923 burned me hard. I got this bottle when I was in Kentucky at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival from a viewer named Dan who, weird circumstances, we worked at the same place at the same time, didn't know each other. He watches the videos. We meet at the Heaven Hill event that I was so kind to. And he was kind enough to buy me this bottle at the event, and this is the bottle that I got yelled at for opening at the event. But it's all good. Dan, thank you so much, buddy. It really means the world that you bought me this. It really does. And I had to open it at the event and share it with everybody there because I can't get handed a bottle that someone bought me and like hoard it for myself. So I had to open it, and we got yelled at. But it's fine. It's fine. We didn't get kicked out or anything. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do a review of the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof and see if this one can live up to some of the other ones in the past. It's not going to be hard for me because I'm not typically a huge fan of the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof stuff. I think there are some that are really good and some that are just okay. And then in the case of Elijah Craig C923, I think it's one of the most overrated, if not the most overrated bourbon I've ever seen people like fawn over. It's crazy to me. So let's go ahead and get this thing into a Glen and let's see how we feel about Elijah Craig B525. Oh look, I'm pouring into a Heaven Hill glass. I have a bunch of Glens over here because I'm doing videos. And this is perfect. I wish I was wearing a Heaven Hill shirt. I had a JW Dance shirt I could have put on. This would have made me look like a fucking shill. So for those of you who are curious, this is an 11 years, 6 months aged state of bourbon at 126.2 proof. I have had this already. To be fair, I had it that night with cigars and with several other drinks. So I don't necessarily remember everything about it. So we're going to go into this with a brand new, fresh perspective on this bottle and kind of see how we feel about it. So let's give it a nosing and let's see how we feel. On the nose, it's like super buttery. There's a little bit of oak and a little bit of baking spice in there. But there's like rich caramels and like darker notes that I'm really here for. Almost like a raisin note too. It is a little proofy on the nose, but like not absurd. Like it's not like super brutal on the nose, but there is a little bit of oakiness there. If I'm being honest, which I always am, I do love the nose on this quite a bit. And then there's almost like a nuttiness, like a pecan note to this too on the nose that I really like. It's like sweet pecans. I like this nose quite a bit. This is good. This is a good one. I like this a lot. Oh man, it smells, it's like buttered pecan ice cream. That's what it smells like. It smells like buttered pecan ice cream. This is the problem with smoking cigar and drinking bourbon. Sometimes it kind of gets lost, and I think that was the case with this one because I'm really digging this. Not that I didn't before, but I am really digging this now. All right, let's give this a mouthing. Let's see how I feel. Okay. Yeah. That is really good. Drink's a little hot, but I mean, we're talking what, 126 proof? That's not nothing. That's not low proof. You're going to have some burn there. A lot of baking spice and like nutmeg on the palate. And then there's oak. And then it fades to like a sweetness there that's like caramelly, vanilla-y, toffee even. And then it like lingers on the palate for a minute and that heat kind of sustains. And then it fades to oak. But like sweet oak. It's not horrible tannic oakiness. It's pretty good. That toffee note comes over too. That's like that sweetness. I like that quite a bit. I don't think it's like a, top 10 of the year or anything like that, but it's one of the better things I think I had at Kentucky Bourbon Fest for sure. I went to a few bottle shares and I had people meeting me in the street with birthday bourbon because they watched the videos, and that was, insanely flattering. But this is really good. This is really good. I don't know if it's my favorite Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. I'd have to go back and look at all the ones that I have because there's probably some that I forgot that I even own. But I would say I personally think this is a better Elijah Craig Barrel Proof than C923 because C923 always drank hot and was drying on my throat and my palate, and I don't like that in bourbon, and this one doesn't have any of that. This one is really good. I think this one is kind of slept on, to be honest. I think people are forgetting how good that these Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs can be and forgetting that this one is as good as it is. I know the B batches tend to be like the one A and B are people like, who cares? This one's good. You need to go find one of these. I think this is really good. I'm going to give this a 7 point. I'm going to give it a 7.7. I think it's a really good. I think it's definitely better than average for the Elijah Craig barrel proofs that I've had. But I think it's good, and I think if you're an Elijah Craig barrel proof fan, you might dig it. Or if you're new into it and you want to try one that's actually good and not overly hard to find, like the C923, this is a good one. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about Elijah Craig B525 while you're down there. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe because we are this close to 10,000 subscribers on the channel, and I would love to get there by the end of 2025. I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, cheers. A big thank you to all the Patreon supporters you see on screen right now.